guys, this is Kelly. I'm back with a process video. This layout is for Cocoa Daisy, and I have already cut out the two files that you see on screen. They are from the Cut Shop, and I knew that this kit would be perfect for some of these beachy photos that I have that I just don't ever seem to finish scrapbooking. So I had this photo of my son, and it just reminded me of one of those, almost like a Gap kid, looking off, being all serious with his little boogie board, and I just thought it was really cute. So I wanted to get it onto a page, and I found this surfboard, and I really liked the squiggly sun. I felt like the squiggly sun really matched this kit pretty well. That paper right there that you see I'm playing with, it's one of my favorites from this kit. The blues and the like half circles, I just really like that. I think it makes for a cool pattern, and I wanted to set up a scene at first when I was doing this, but I didn't like the pattern paper where it was, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Had thought about some mixed media, and looking back at it now, I could have maybe painted or misted the title the darker blue and left that pattern paper like it was as a border, but I wanted to do something different. And sometimes it's hard to push out of your creative rut, and so in the back of my mind I knew that I could always go back to that, but I wanted to try and push myself and see what else I could do. So as I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, I decide I'm just going to work on the paper layers behind the photo, and I try out several of the day in the life cards. All of them really could have worked. It just, again, it wasn't quite what I was looking for. I didn't know what I was looking for, but it's one of those things that when I see it, I know that that's what I want. So I'm just trimming the layers of the pattern paper to where you can just see a little bit of the pattern. This process works really well, especially if you have a busy pattern, or if you have a pattern that you don't necessarily like as much, but you like the colors. It works well. Even though I love this pattern paper, I'm not doing it for that reason. It's just a little tidbit. If you have something that you don't want to recycle or give away, but you want to challenge yourself to use it, that's definitely a good way of doing it. So since I don't quite know what I'm doing with the background, I decide I'm going to play around with the photo, see what kind of layers I can work up, and go from there. And I do like the way that that is looking. I liked the photo tab. The flare button is really cool. I love flare. I don't use it often or as much as I would like. I need to actually boost up my flare stash. So anyway, I liked the way that this was looking. And as I was coming up with this right here, I thought to myself that it would be really cool if I had that ombre background. So that is what I decided I was going to do with this. So I'm taking some heavy body Liquitex paint, and I am making my perfect middle shade of blue. So what I am going to end up doing is putting some of the darker blue down at the bottom, using this middle shade in the middle, and then putting some white at the top. And I just thought that this would make something a little bit different, a little more interesting. And I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to roll the paint across the page. Now, I have not gessoed the surface. This is the perfect technique to do without gessoing your surface. It really doesn't take a lot of paint, and look how quickly that it rolls the paint. It's a thin layer, and it is so cool. My only words of advice would be that it's really easy to overwork the page, and in doing it again, I would just run my brayer over a couple of times and let that be, and probably have a little bit more paint to work with. So I set that to dry, and I'll come back to it and you will see what I've done. I went ahead and I stitched down the surfboard. I did back the surfboard in white pattern or white cardstock so that it would show up against the background. And I stitched around the surfboard in white, and then I stitched the sun in orange because I really like the orange and yellow combo, and I wanted that to really show up against the page. So the only other thing that I did, the camera was on, but there was a phone call, so I didn't get part of the footage, was just put down some of the washi tape, and just as another layer. That washi tape is exclusive to the kit as well, and I love it. It is so pretty. It's different from any of the washi tapes that I have, so I just was happy to get a little bit of that peeking out from behind the photos. So I am going to pop the starfish up. This starfish is an exclusive Cocoa Daisy cut file, and I really like it. I think I've used it on 2, if not 3 of my layouts. It just works well for a beach page. Now what you see me doing is the original pop dots that I put are just too thick, and I need to throw them away, but I can't stand to throw things away. So I just probably need to put them in a Goodwill pile, because I try to use these pop dots, but they are too thick. And so I have some lower profile pop dots for when I have things like this. The starfish is a little bit more intricate with the holes that are cut out, and I could use craft foam, but it would be a lot more tedious than just using the foam dots. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just trimming them down and popping up that starfish. So this is pretty much it. I do add some thread underneath the starfish and around the flare button, and I do have close-ups to where you can see the stitching. The stitching is really cool, and I think that that really helps to make the page. So I hope you have enjoyed this layout, and I hope that maybe it inspires you, if you have a brayer, to pull out your brayer and put a little paint on the background of your page. You know, like when I started in on this page, this was not what I had in mind, but I love the way that it turned out. This is definitely one of my favorite non-traditional me layouts that I have done. So like I said earlier, it's nice to jump outside of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.